Hi guys, welcome back to another GJet video review. Today we're doing a quick look at this brand new case from Inwin. This is the 909 full-size tower. So you may have been familiar with the smaller Inwin 904 and then the Mini ITX 901. So we've already had a look at the 904. As you can see in the comparison here, this one is its kind of big brother. And now what they've done here, they just haven't made it bigger. They've made a heap of improvements. So we've had the 904 for a little while now, and there's quite a few things that we're limited on space. The radiator had to go on the outside. You can't fit an EATX motherboard. Even a standard ATX motherboard was a tight fit with the 24-pin motherboard cable. So this one is this big brother. It's brand new, and we're just going to do a quick look. This won't be a review. We're just going to go over some of the features they've done with this case. So you can see they've kept with this awesome looking design. I really love this design, and I'm really glad they've brought out a larger version to accommodate a lot more gear that you're going to put in. So as you can look at this back, like I've never seen a rear sort of set of fan grills that look like this, and I would say probably this is probably a half a centimeter thickness, probably a little bit more than that. It just looks like it's been milled aluminium. This whole one bit, this can come off to make installation easier, and then the whole case is just a unibody design from all the way around here. So what I'll do is I'll take the side panel off. So it uses the exact same sort of screw type to take the side panel off. Now these are tinted tempered glass, just like on the original versions, and then these just pull off like this. Very heavy, very strong, which is nice. All right, now as you can see inside, so a lot more space. Nearly dropped the side panel, just fix that up. All right, so a lot more space in here. You've got all this room here, and then you've got your large compartment, and now you can fit up to an EATX. I'm going to try and fit a server workstation board here, an Asus board, and I believe it will fit. It's just going to take up most of the room. And I've also added a sweet little compartment up the top here for your 4 mechanical hard drives, and that's what really lacked in the first one, your sort of hard drive support and things like your SSDs on the back. Now straight away I can see that it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 SSD spots in the back, and yeah, if you check out the manual, 6 SSD spots. They look to be little brackets that clip in. You've got 4 3.5-inch hard drive spots up here, which will also accommodate SSDs as well. So that's 10 SSDs if you're looking to make this into a sweet SSD rig, but you'd probably put some 3.5-inch drives in here if you need. So we'll just run through some of the features, because this is actually the first time I've had a look at this. Most of my cases I normally can actually build them first, but I've just received this. So it supports motherboards from all the way from EATX, ATX Micro, and Mini ITX. It says max form factor is 12-inch by 13.4-inch, and I think that's about your maximum size of your server SSEB ones like that. Power supply fits up to 220 millimeters. We're not going to be fitting a huge one in the build we're doing, but as you can see down the bottom, there's quite a bit of room there. Moving on, now one feature that stands out, has a USB 3.1 Type-C connector down the bottom here. Now at the moment I'm not sure what you can even use that with, but to be starting to get these on cases, that's really sweet. And then apart from that, we got your 3 USB 3. Funnily enough, they got 3. I'm assuming they've just -1 for the USB 3.1 connector. You got your audio and headphone jacks, and you've also got this sweet little looks like an LED light. Now I can only assume that there's an LED light bar here, and it'll be pretty sweet to see how that looks. And then moving down, we've got 2 fine little holes here, and I'm assuming that that's going to be your hard drive LED, your power LED, and then you got your power button here, which is completely hidden. It's just the same as the front bezel, and you just got to press it in, and I really like that, how it doesn't stick out. PCIe slots are 8 hidden down the back here. It supports graphics card length up to 320 millimeters. As you can see, you're not going to be restricted by your video card length. Now for your water cooling, which was a major letdown, I must say, in the 904, they've really improved that. So the front, you can fit up to 240, so you've got plenty of room here. I guess if you are using a larger motherboard, you're going to be restricted, but most of your motherboards are going to come to here. So you've got plenty of room to fit a 240 in there. It only looks like all their radiator supports are the 120mm versions. It looks like they've done away with fitting one 140mm fan, so everything's going to be based on 120. So the front is 240, the middle can fit a 120. I'm assuming that's this here. So this is very similar to the 904 where it had the one in the middle. The rear, which is now back here, you can fit up to a 360 down there, so that's pretty sweet. And I really like it how these holes here are countersunk, so you're not going to see any of your screws. And then we have a bottom, can fit a 240 down here in this compartment, and all these areas here have removable fan sort of covers like this, and you can pull them out, slot them in. Same with the two down here, so that's really nice. Maximum heatsink is up to 175mm coming out from this way, so you've got plenty of room there because it's actually really quite thick. If we look at the case dimensions, it's 540 by 231 by 575, so it's 231 wide, which is quite wide. And I would say going by this, it's going to be it's longer this way than it is the height, so it's 575 long, and we're a 540 in height. Does it have the weight? No, it doesn't actually have the weight. I was actually quite surprised how light this is. I wouldn't say it's very heavy. I would say everything is aluminium. All the outside, the glass does make it a bit heavy, but and I'd say you have a bit of a. I'd even say this is aluminium in here as well. It doesn't really feel like steel. So yeah, so that's the main rundown features on that. We're really impressed with the extra add-ons they've done, and as you can see earlier, it's not a huge difference in size. It's slightly a little bit larger, but I think with the extra features that they've added onto this, they make it just 100 times better. We'll just take off this side panel to have a look. So yeah, we're going to start building this pretty soon. I can't wait to start working on this one. I guess even the modding capability, I've seen a few. This was just released out of Computex. Things like adding extra radiators in here. You got awesome spots for reservoirs. Even if you remove your hard drives from up here, you've got this little room up here to work with. Even things down here, it just brings like a whole new aspect to your traditional square cases, where you got your dry bays in the front, and then your case stops here. You just got that extra foundation to work with. And then I really do like how it can be pulled apart here, pulled apart here. Let me take this out. Like that, and this is just a really nice plate here. Really happy with how they've done that. And now for the price of this case, I'm not sure how much it is. I think the 904 was around the 250, 300 AU mark, so you'd expect this to be a little bit more, but I can't give you an exact price. Now, as you can see, the SSD spots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's pretty sweet right there. You don't have anywhere to show your SSDs on show, but if you're definitely into modding, I'm sure you can work that out. And these are the little plates you got right there. Now, looking at the motherboard clearance on the back here, I'll say it's not bad. I don't have a tape measure on me or anything, but it looks pretty much standard for most cases, so I do see plenty of room here. It's probably just above average, because once you get the glass on, it's going to stick out a little bit. So yeah, I'd say it's got plenty of room behind the motherboard tray, and you've also got a lot of room to work with as well. You've got quite a larger area than I would say on most traditional cases, but yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. You've also got your nice InWin logo that would light up, and I really do like the finish. I'll try and get this in a shot, but you can see it's kind of like a brushed aluminium, but it's not really rough, it's really smooth. But I like the texture and the grain they've left. And now this does come in the two versions. It comes like in the black, so you get black brushed aluminium, and then you have the silver one. So I went with the black 904 before getting this one. I've had that one for a little while, and I thought I'd go with the silver one now. And I must say, out of the two, I think I really prefer the silver. There's just something about that sort of raw brushed aluminium look that just looks really cool. So the build I'm doing with this, I'm going to be using Bits Power, the black nickel, so the much darker, the darker silver, and we're going to do sort of a silver and blue theme. So yeah, I can't wait to start working on this, figure out some ideas to try and make this look really sweet. But as you can see, pretty much whatever build you do in this, it's going to sort of set it apart. And imagine taking this to like a LAN party or a gaming event. It's really just going to set all the other cases apart, unless I guess someone else has another InWin case, because they really do make sweet looking cases. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll definitely come back and add more videos on this case, even once it's done, and then I might do a few build videos on the way. So just want to say thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next time.